Chandra, demand.
Good evening, everyone. Good neighbors, trustees and staff. I'm here today about a huge concern that happened approximately almost 3 years ago, coming up June. It's the water issue. I have a problem with them, me and my neighbors. My neighbors have small children. Lead levels are 1,100 in the bathroom and 900 in the kitchen. So you can do the math because those numbers don't add up. That means that we can possibly still get sick. When my neighbors are asleep at night and those little ones are tiptoeing around, they can accidentally drink this water. Then what? I mean, we don't want an incident like Detroit or anything else. And then I'm gonna call, just like everyone else, that we are paying a water bill. When we can't even drink this water. Right. Oh, and it's okay if we don't digest it. So that means that we're in the bath water and our pores are open and our faces, our hair and our bodies, we can't even take baths. And I'm just like disgusted that this stuff is swept under the rug. And I want something to be done about this, not just for me, but for everyone that lives here. This is serious. And all of a sudden now we have no news press. We have to keep this thing up. I want it addressed as soon as possible. Now who can call me, give me an email, and we keep calling, get some media attention back in here? This is awful. It's awful. Don't you guys agree? I mean, this makes no sense. No. They should be paying us. Thank you.
Ms. Vance, just for the record, you can go on our website, and if more residents go out and fill this ICC complaint form.
That ain't doing nothing.
Please don't yell out for me. You're next. Please don't yell out. You're next to the podium.
She can say what she wants.
So, Mr. Mayor, why do you think that the lead levels are as high as they are? And we've been getting inaccurate information. And these are people who I know are people who actually volunteered to actually get these tests done. I won't do any name calling, but I spoke to them and I'm just appalled. I'm disgusted. Little kids, us, we already got the pandemic to worry about. This needs to be addressed as soon as possible. So I'm gonna need some phone numbers and cheerleaders and something.
Ms. Vance, let me
Yes.
tell you the last meeting that we were in, the mayor and Aqua has stated that they said our water was above 90%, the good level in consecutive 6-month session, which is the truth. My question to Aqua and the IEPA was, where are you doing this testing? Because we still have 1,500 homes that are affected. And they said they will get back to us with that. And we've been telling them, the water is not right because we still have residents picking up water every Saturday. And we've been telling them, who's doing the testing? What homes are you testing it? They told us, we'll get back to you.
No, it's time to get.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
And the testing range has not changed any difference when Brooks was there, when Lewis was there, I was there. The testing range is still the same. They only doing the limited number of testing, maybe 80 homes out of 1,500 homes is what I was testing. It's time for us to stand up as a community and stop hollering and screaming and come up with a plan and fight with each other. Obviously, they have drawn a line in the sand and they don't care about our complaints. They don't care about anything.
Well, they said there weren't any complaints from the residents of University Park. So since they haven't seen any, they said their testing was good, because no resident has complained. We asked, you all haven't told us about the link. We found out through the link, through the IPPA, they told us to go on there and complain because Aqua says they see nothing. There's a report that comes out every week that we have to look at, that Attorney Fang goes on just to see what's going on. And Aqua is, as they're in their proceedings, they're saying, there's no University Park residents saying anything about our water, but we're on the call saying, yes, it is.
Yeah, because we have a speaker on the corner, they're serving coffee and slushies, like, there's no danger present. But I need to speak to somebody, to get some phone number, something, senator or something. This can't go on. Oh, and not to mention the smell. You smell that smell that we've been smelling? And it's not even hot that.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
We
Mr.
checked
Mayor,
all
I
the
recognize, I just want to know, what street, what street, ma'am, like, I don't want you, my address directly, but what street, major street you,
In the vistas.
and that's the problem over there. I just want to say, are aware of that. That's the highest lead level. I'm sure Trustee Lewis, we'll work on something. That is the highest level in the village, right there in that area.
So we should be getting like a refund then. I'm serious.
Yes.
Even though this is not about money, it's about our health.
It's
Correct.
That's about the health.
Yeah, definitely that does not disagree. And I will say from the start, we have fussed about something wrong in that particular area. The lead levels have not decreased. And that is a concern to really all of us, because everywhere else in the village, it may go down, but in that particular area, it continues to be high. And so that is a concern. So
We asked the question was, where are the chemists testing? Because we still have high lead levels. The question was that we'll get back to you. And I said, we need answers. You can't give us a, we'll get back to you. We need to know, and who told are you testing? Because we're still picking up water.
Can they give you stats?
They didn't give us any
Can
stats.
you give good stats?
And,
I'm not sure, but I'll find out. I'll
I
find
would
out.
want those numbers where.
It's in discovery right now still.
yeah, we did, and in reference to the smell, I believe we have complained about that since 2020, because residents in our area, Old Farmview, we started smelling it as we came out towards Western, and there was no explanation given. So I'm sure there'll be a follow-up on that, if it was my perspective for someone to do. So,
And,
Yeah.
and I actually think that we're making progress, because our attorneys have all quit. They're looking for new counsel right now. So obviously something is
We
going
need
on.
to sue the pants off of them, their children, and their children's children, because they wouldn't deal with it. They would not deal with that.
We just need to get a resolution to get them out of our community, bring it in a different source. That's what we all work on, resolution. We know the problem.
So how soon can we get that done?
amen.
Yes.
The resolution? I'm
No,
serious.
I understand, but
Well,
it's
why
not
don't
as
we get
simple
that
as he
It's,
said.
no, I'm not saying it's simple. It's been 3 years, it's not simple. It's been 2 years. Yeah. Gina Williams, come on to the podium, please. Yes.
Okay, good evening. I want to know why in University Park and nowhere else in the world, a chief of police, a black female gets beat up and given to go on duties or taken off duty. And then the person that does this is still working. Where in America does that happen? Why would you women watch that video and not have some sympathy for this woman? Why would you, village manager, allow her to be put on leave? Why was Darrell why was he let go when he was doing his job and went on medical leave? Is something wrong with this picture? I'm tired of the dumb stuff that's going on. And y'all talking about embarrassment? Well, that's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment for the first female black chief police to be put on leave, and now we hear she's been terminated. What is wrong with y'all? Why would you and Rocky and Blueberry go fly up there? What were y'all gonna do, Karen and Shirley? Why would y'all even go? That's obstruction of justice. Why would you run to trouble? Were you supposed to be there to help her? You will be in there being nosy. It makes no sense. Y'all spend all y'all time in this woman's office and nothing is getting done. That's why the water is messed up. That's why you're opening up these bootleg companies, alkaline companies. What do they do? Who goes in there? What kind of water are they selling? Or is that some kind of drug deal? I'm serious. It is crazy out here. You all want a park district? We don't want a park district. We want a community center for our children and our seniors. We don't want our taxes going up, and we don't want people's family getting paid to do nothing. So I'm tired of it. I think everybody here is tired of it. We're gonna go ahead, and when this election comes up, some of y'all won't be sitting there anymore.
Got to go. Amen. Thank you. Ms. Williams, I do have a question I'd like to ask of you. When you were appointed to that oversight committee, bringing in the new water source with Aqua, was there any documentation that we could use or anything helpful that you guys did as a member of the oversight committee?
The oversight committee, which Deborah Stroud, myself, Deborah Taylor, we took notes and we talked about it at First Baptist Church. Now, Deborah Stroud would have those notes because that's where we were meeting at.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Did Aqua have any resolution when you all were on the oversight committee?
Didn't have any resolution. And when you all were out of town and people were calling me because their water was off, I called the ICC. I called CUBS, Citizens United Board. I called Aqua. I spoke to Kelly. I spoke to Corey. I mean, I was a hotline helping people get their water back on, and it was successful.
I'd like to know what have you done there?
Star Lawson, I'm gonna tell you one thing, Ms. Mills, you're not gonna continue to holler out
I
at
don't
me.
do what I want to do, just like you.
Okay. This is the last time. I'm gonna have you removed. You will not come back in here. Okay. Yes, Mr. Lawson.
Good evening.
Try.
Here's what's happening. There's definitely a communication problem with the board and the residents. And if I have to get up here and say it every time, I will. Because Trustee Lewis just said the same thing that Aqua is doing to you is what you all are doing to us. You're asking questions and not getting answers from Aqua. We're asking you questions and we're not getting any answers. We keep coming. I would love to communicate with you all. That's the best way. You're gonna have residents who are concerned about their community. Don't get mad at me. I'm concerned about my community. I want to have those conversations with you so that problems can be resolved, so that we can have some resolution. But if we come before the board and we ask questions and you just stare back at us, we get no answer. No one has ever, not one trustee has ever called me and said, you know, Ms. Lawson, at the board meeting, you asked this question. Let me go a little bit in depth for you. That has never happened. And so that presents a problem when you're not giving us the answer. Chief Wilson denied due process. DPW director wrongfully fired. Village manager. How do you steal $54,000 and not answer us? These are tax dollars.
Hello?
And nothing happened. The golf course contract needs to be terminated. The mismanagement, just flat out lying to us about different things. Sonia Coffey is still here after being indicted on aggravated battery charges, but our chief is gone. Where does that happen?
Right.
I agree. We don't need a park district. We need our Parks and Recreation Department We don't need the additional taxes.
No.
We really don't need that.
Say it again.
So, and do I need to remind you that, Mayor, you served in the previous administration. So while you're so keen to blast that narrative, you were a part of it. And so how do you go and say all about the previous administration that you were on this board serving? Look, give us answers so we can help with what's going on in our community. I think you owe us that. We're taxpayers.
Amen.
You owe us that conversation.
Yeah.
Allow your trustees to talk.
That report, I wanted to tell you about that report that CHW gave. Who gives that kind of report?
That was sad.
My 8-year-old godson could have written that report.
Okay, sad.
Communication is needed, board.
160.
Government laws. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you for listening.
That's all they do.
Everything Singleton,
169,000, I believe, for that report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I've been out here about 30 years. When I first moved out here, we had swimming pool for the kids. We had the farm. We had a whole lot of stuff for the kids. And the only thing I see now is nothing.
The swamp.
Only thing I see is police harassing the teenagers, the kids. Instead of them trying to help, they're not helping. So I don't know what's going on, but I would like to know. I would like some answers myself.
Get in line.
Hello?
So if you guys can,
We're gonna clean house though.
That's all right.
Clean it up.
if you guys can start telling the truth
Hello?
and maybe put some of us in your clique and we can be all right. Sooner or later.
click get paid off.
Excuse me?
I don't want that dirty money.
Thank you, Ms. Singleton.
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yes.
Ms. Singleton, hi, I'm Trustee Jenkins, I'm right here, right here. I live down the street from you. I have asked the village manager several times to have the pool trial because of safety issue.
Right.
I have pleaded for the last 2 years to ask the village manager to drain and tarp the pool. I am angry. I am upset because as a legislative body, if someone's child gets in that pool and dies, what does it mean to this community?
It's gonna be sugar.
They heard it enough times.
What does it mean to this community? I'm considered, how can I put it, a renegade trustee, a rogue, because I'm a stand for the children. I'm a stand for the community. I'm a stand for our seniors. I went over there today to see if the pool had been drained. The pool is not drained.
So what's the
Here are
problem?
pictures. Right here. I have a problem with this. You go home to your area and the pool is taken care of. But when you come where you work, the pool is not. I saw a family over there maybe 2 Sundays ago. She had 2 small children and one had slipped through the gate. You know, running and had slipped through because there's a gap in the gate. And she told the baby to come out and he was playing. And then he eventually came and she snatched him through the gate. Now, what if he would have got in that water and she couldn't have got in that gate?
Right.
I'm tired. I live next to the pool. I live down the street from the pool. The mosquitoes are ridiculous in the summertime because it makes no sense. I've asked, I've begged, and I've pleaded. And now we need the residents to stand up and demand that the pool be drained and tarped.
Yeah.
We went on trips, $29,000 we went on trips, 29,000. But we couldn't come up with $1,000 to tarp that pool and drain it before we went. We purchased
a lot of things, done a lot of things, it makes absolutely no sense. Last year, I said the village manager was very accommodating. We put a roof on Regal Farm. I said, you know, did we get three bids?
It's a landmark. We should get
It's
rid of
3 bids. I don't know who put that roof on, but the roof is raggedy, is dry rot. We had a contractor out there looking at it, his foot fell through the roof. That makes no sense. And now we gotta tear off the roof to put another roof, so the village manager needs to call the contractor that did the roof and have it redone. This is what we're doing. See, when you go home to your house, I have a problem with this.
I do too.
When you go home to your house, you push. But when we come to our house, you give us whatever you feel that we worthy to have. And it's gonna stop. Because as a resident and as a taxpayer, it's gonna stop. It is what it is. It makes absolutely no sense that we're going through what we're going through. When it comes down to our children, we can't have anything for our children, not a thing, until you get ready to give it to us. And that's unacceptable when it comes down to what is going on in this community. We give you a handsome salary and we expect something back for the money that we give you. And that's a clean community. That's lines down the street. That's trees cut down. That's an empty pool. I am tired of this. It makes absolutely no sense. And I haven't forgot about the $54,000. No, I have not. I remember that and I want restitution. I want it paid back. I want it back. All $54,000. Thank you.
That's the bottom line.
God.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, crowd. And the trustees. I've been in this building 46 years. And I've been in this building 46 years and I wanted to see some improvement. I haven't seen that based on what I'm hearing. I'm very upset about the water because I like to take care of my yard. I like to grow flowers. I like to do all this other stuff. But when you do that, the gas price, the gas of grocery, and the price of everything else, it is impossible to keep up with the water rates. So we have to take this serious because, like it was stated before, Michigan had a water problem. They swept it underneath the rug. And a lot of people got sick. So this is nothing to play with. I think we got to take this serious. We want to promote people to come in this village. We want them to come in and pay taxes. We want them to live here. We want this village to grow. But nobody's going to come with us bad water. And the word is going to get out, and it's going to get out like Dixmoor stays in the situation every day with bad water pipes and maintenance and all this. Well, our next thing that's going to be on TV is bad water. Nobody wants to come out here. And another thing I want to bring up is the Regal Farm. I think Senator Joyce gave us some money to improve that situation. I don't really know where we are with that, but I'm hoping that we can use that money to get that barn going in the right direction, because I think it's a good place for the kids to spend time up there. But we have to get it restored. We just talked about the roof being deteriorated. That shouldn't have happened, but whatever we have to do to straighten it out, we have to do that. And one other thing I'd like to bring up is we got these little kitty cats that are running around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Brother Brooks is infested with them. I hate to say that, but my house is about 3 houses from him. And I don't know if we're planning on getting some kind of pest control, but cats multiply like crazy. If you think we got a couple right now, we're gonna have 1,000, they're just gonna keep going. So you can't really let this problem just not exist. We gotta address that issue before it gets out of control. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Dodd.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to just piggyback on it, yes, and I just wanted the trustees to know that that was the only reason why I asked for that $34,000 in that budget. I was not trying to favoritism, any of those things. I think this is something that if you came over to Old Forge Lane, it is out of control. Not only Mr. Dodd on that South Side Street, but Miss Truss and them, they got the raccoons, and I'm not gonna lie, they almost started their own little game over there. Last night I had to run out the house because I think this is mating season, so they're fighting. and just so happened they're on top of people's roofs. They're in the garbage cans. Actually, I had to rescue a cat, but he ended up dying in someone's well. So yes, Trustee Brooks was out there with the dog noose. I had to call over to the police department to get it, pull the kitten out of someone's well, dry well, into their basement. So I know the budget is coming up. Let's please, I just ask, this is a serious situation over there. And if I'm not mistaken, when I was up at the farm with Miss Millie and Trustee Jenkins, the cats were up there. It's another whole group of, yes, they're everywhere. You know, I was wondering because there were rats at the farm, that maybe that's what multiplied them. But you know what? They're animals. And their nature is going to take over. And Mr. Dodd is correct. The day they were cleaning up when I left the town hall, he seen himself, 2 of the cats are pregnant. So what they produce about 4 to 8. And I think during the winter time, Mr. Dodd, he was able to find a shelter to come and get them. But when we tried to reach out for them to come again, no one wants to be bothered with University Park. That's why I asked again that we come with our own animal control. I don't know what we did to Will County, but I felt it was rude the way Will County treated some of the residents on Clover Lane who were trying to call and get some of the cats removed from that area. So we do have a serious problem that is not exaggerated. And if I'm not mistaken, over in Miss Williams' area, I think the police had to rescue a pit bull that possibly was fighting that was hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
So we have an issue that I think we better not ignore this next budget year.
Amen. All right, thank you. All right, Miss Millie.
I am very, very upset. I'm very upset. I don't understand why this village manager is still here. Don't understand it. How come our chief of police is gone from doing her job? And we all know what she did.
Yeah.
She went over to finish up a police report from a voter's call from Miss Coffey. Miss Coffey is still here.
Why?
This woman, Miss Eaton, is still here. Why are they here? Why are you all? And you know what? I'm not even talking to the mayor. Okay. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you four. Why are you all just sitting up, allowing these things to happen?
Hello?
Don't understand it. This woman is sitting over here with Elton John glasses on. Took money, paid herself first. I got copies of each and every last one of those cashier's checks.
Right.
That you took out of the general fund. Man, you even said in the newspaper. They came from the permits. So you acknowledged it.
Yeah.
You acknowledged it. One thing I'm wondering, how much did you get?
Hello?
How much did you get? If all of all workers in this village received up to $1,000 each?
Wow.
$54,000. Miss E got $3,500. Cecilia, $2,500. And then everybody else, $1,000 each. I have every last one of the cashier's checks. How much did you get, Mayor? I wonder.
1 penny.
I wonder, what did the trustees get? Is this why they're so silent? I'm just wondering. You know what? I'm not going to ask you all. What's up, Mr. Lawyer? Wargo?
Hello?
Can you speculate on the 54,000? What have you seen? I'm sure with the monies that you got, that you're getting from the village, that you see a whole lot. I talked with Mr. What's your boss name?
Costado.
Costado. I asked him, why have your fees tripled? He said, Ms. Morgan, it hasn't tripled, it hasn't tripled. It's the suits. When he said that, bingo, is that all kind of dumb suits is coming up?
They ain't seen
Time's up,
nothing yet
Mrs.
till
Morgan.
they
Thank
see
you very
that.
much.
Is that what's happening? Chief of police, fired for no reason. DPW,
Mrs.
fired for
Morgan,
no reason.
your time has been exhausted. Next person will be Robin Walker for the last person.
Think about it. Think about it. Cause you know what? I'm gonna pursue it until I get tired.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it out there. I'm talking to anybody and everybody. So expect a phone call. Expect a ring on the door. Because I'm sick and tired of this. I've been here 33 years.
Miss Morgan, this next person's time. Miss Walker, I'm sorry.
Thank
Miss
you.
Stroud, then you, Miss Walker. I'm sorry, Miss Walker is Miss Stroud, but then you, I'm sorry.
You gonna clean house. First, second, third, fourth, trustee.
I'm Robin. My stuff is kind of minute now compared to hearing all of this.
Everything is important.
So, just quickly, I sent in a few, flyers to be sent out, to Neva and to, Ms. Ernestine, and I'm hearing that a few of them were rejected. For some reason, I'm not sure, they weren't approved, but I needed a little bit of clarity on that. We're pretty much just trying to do things for the kids in the community. So I'm not sure why the flyers are being suppressed and kept from.
Y'all do your own flyers,
Huh?
right? Y'all do your own flyers, right?
No, this is things I asked to be put on the village website so that everybody in the community can see. And yeah, there was some flyers that she didn't want to approve for some reason, and I was just confused about that when we're trying to do things for the kids. You said which flyers?
No, somebody. They
Oh,
didn't say nothing about no fire. It's the audience.
The flyers are, there's a skate jam, that the PTO is providing for the 8th graders. All of the ones that graduate, we're giving it to them pretty much for free celebration, as well as a movie night for them. And I was told, via Ms. Neva here that Ernestine didn't approve them because they weren't school approved or something. I don't know, but we're just trying to give things to the kids, so I don't understand why that is. And then so also I did, Trustee Brooks, did you receive? I did send a sample of this memorandum of understanding that I wanted to get to you guys as far as approval, and you want to look through it. So if you could, I did email that to you.
Yeah, you go ahead and finish, and I'll clarify what had happened, what transpired, so the board can be aware.
Okay.
Yeah, finish your 3 minutes.
So that was that. I did bring a copy of that, and then also of Ms. P, I did send, I just requested, I put in some dates that baseball needs to use this facility. If you could just approve those, but I did leave them with Lisa a few days ago. So the dates I was requesting was for picture day and parent meetings and that. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Walker.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor and Board of Trustees, yes, Mr. Miller was able to get the baseball. I took it upon myself to help out a little bit with the input by calling Ms. Walker. And what happened was, I believe I got it, I don't know if the whole board seen it, it was like about Wednesday or Thursday. It was kind of like a rough draft of what we would do. And then I was able to not catch up with Ms. Walker until maybe more like Saturday, Friday, Saturday, in which I tried to explain that this is more of a legislative, so she wrote a memo and so forth. I think it's reasonable, but I think that the time span that it would have to take for us as a board to put it into documents for all of us to see and approve for tonight, may have to sit for, one more board meeting. I just went over to Mr. Rago, Ms. Walker, and what I did is that I told him that, I had the paperwork tonight for Miller, but I did not know he would be the attorney tonight. But I told him either way it go, I just, after tonight, let me get what you had, because what you asked for was very reasonable, and then what she was, some of the things too, I did not see that she's asking, and which maybe Coach Franklin, you know more about this. I mean, Trustee Franklin, you know about the 70-20 sand mix and so forth for the baseball diamond. That's what they're asking, if we can help out with that and some other things. So I understand about football fields, but she was asking about mix or something. I didn't know.
Yeah, the mayor knows,
Field mix like down at,
Comiskey Park,
no,
Craig Park.
yeah.
Okay,
They took all the sand out and put in field mixes like pea gravel almost, very fine out. Sport, this is called sport.
yeah, and I think that's what you were trying to explain. So I think tonight, so this, wouldn't be, let's show that this is some dialogue that has started. Let me get that to you all to, like, after tonight, so that it will be prepared and done. I just asked Ms. Walker, how soon would do, this is not like urgent, right?
No, this is just basically all the stuff that I have already been saying at the board meetings.
Okay.
So all the stuff that we should have done by April 1st,
Right,
just moving forward, I wanted that stuff in writing, so we don't have to worry about, who's in the seat, who's doing what. This will
Right.
already be in writing. This stuff should be done by April 1st
right,
to prepare the baseball field. And
right,
the only thing we need right now is the dumpsters and the other stuff that I sent to you guys in the email a week or two ago. The things, the 5 additional things that I sent in the email, that's stuff we need right now. So,
okay,
like
let me,
yesterday.
what I do is that I'm gonna take that you had sent to me and get it to the trustees, so that all the trustees can be aware and everyone can be, so this can be transparent. Yeah, that would be for Mr. Ward, that definitely, I left that copy at home. I give my time, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Deputy Stroud. This is our last public comment.
Good evening, board. Good evening, those present, and good evening to those viewing. First off, I want to mention that, it's been my passion last 24 years as a deputy registrar to create, voter registration drives. I have 4 that are starting in May, 1 going to be in Loney Township, 1 at, 3 that I brought with me. 1 will be at First Baptist Church, collaborating with them. What we're doing is concentrating on contacting or getting the word out to ex-felons. So many of them, when they are released after serving their time, are not aware that they can re-register to vote. I don't have my documentation with me that I used back in 2019, but it was over 700,000 votes lost in Illinois alone, because those people did not know that they could re-register. And registering is a form of state ID once you get your registration card. So that's a plus. Another registration date is going to be held at University Park Public Library. Miss E, if it's okay with you, can I pass these? They're not colorful and fancy, but these are the flyers that I post and hand out throughout the community. Can I pass these on to Neva with the hopes of getting it put on the village website?
Is this something relating to the village directly, voter registration?
Yes, ma'am, I do these in the community annually for the last 24 years.
Excuse me, Mayor, and what will work better, Ms. Stroud, if you could email it, because that way it'll show better. Or as the,
I'm just trying to get the blessing first. I'll gladly email it if it's okay. And now that I'm thinking about it, Trustee Jenkins. Trustee Jenkins, at your Saturday event, the first Saturday in May, Can I come and register over there again like I did a couple other times? And I include that date?
You have to speak with Ms. Robin Walker. She
Okay,
is the president of the Baseball Association.
not a problem. Okay. And, let's see. Okay, checking on my notes. I just want to say, everyone, I want to be the first to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Mother's Day is not limited to females. We have a lot of fathers. Being a single parent, I know what it's like to try to do a dual role. So I want to extend a happy Mother's Day as well to fathers. Everyone have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I just wanted to comment what Ms. Walker had indicated about the school. All you have to do is go on Peach Jar, and the PTO should be able to do that. And that way it'll get out to all of the students in 201U.
It's on there, but I wanted it on the Assembly's website as well. So,
Well, normally the way the school works, and because we've been doing it forever, is that you have to get their information approved. So if you can't give it to us, they would have to send it to us for it to go. But it's still under the school umbrella. Just like the playground when you had me on there and how they said it.
All right, y'all figure out after the meeting.
And then just to also mention, Ms. Robin had, and along with Ms. Dewar had requested information about the various activities and programs. So I put packets together for them, and on the 13th, she picked them up. So it's a lot of different programs in there. And also just to thank everybody that came out for the 2022 Chicago Southland Career Expo, which was Friday. We had a total of 33 organizations that were here hiring, as well as coming in the door to receive employment. It was over 300 people. So it was a rotation all day, and it was outstanding. So if you all are still interested in any of these jobs, please call my office. Number is 708-534-6451, extension 400. And I can connect you to the agencies that were present. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Children. Item F2, new business.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, trustee.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a motion to move item I, executive session for the purpose of employee to the front before F to before F2 new business, since we have a long agenda.
Say, wait a minute, say it again, trustee.
Item
I.
Item I, for executive session for the sake of employment, disciplinary of employees, move it to before F2 new business for the sake of employment.
Second.
Trustee, just take me out one more time. I'm just listening. I'm kind of confused on.
Just moving executive session up instead of after the board meeting.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
vote no. Trustee Lewis? Vote no. Trustee Franklin?
Vote no.
Trustee Bowman? Vote no. Trustee Hispanic? Vote no. Trustee Jenkins? Vote aye. Trustee Brooks?
Both sides.
Mayor Rivera?
Votes no. All right. On these items, item F2A
Well trained.
to item F2G, is there anything on this consent agenda you would like to have removed separately?
It's a consent agenda.
Yeah. Everything except, no, everything except the first section. Item F2B and FC. F2C. All right, we just go down the road. Let's go.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
Okay, just go down. Item F2A, first, second, and third reading, and ordinance authorizing the acquisition of self-contained breathing apparatus, and abbreviation SCBA, and other fire department. Is there a motion?
Also move on that one.
Move, Brooks. Second, Lewis. Roll call, clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Both sides. Trustee Franklin.
Both sides.
Trustee Bowles.
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden. Both sides. Trustee Jenkins. Both sides. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Rivera.
I can, both sides. Madam Clerk. Yes, what's that,
Ordinance number
yes, ma'am.
02022-06.
Thank you very much. Item F2B, first, second, and third reading, and ordinance approving and adopting a capital improvement plan for the village of University Park. Is there a motion?
So
Moved by Brooks, by Bolding and Lewis. All right, wait a minute, we got three of them. Trustee McFadden, I think Trustee Bolding made the motion, Trustee Lewis made the second. All right, roll, question.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I don't have a problem with the capital improvement. I know we'll be doing this first, second, and third reading on it. I thought usually I thought something like this would be before the cow, or at least at minimum today. Because when I was taking a look at it, it's being logged back from September of 2021, which was 7 months ago by Arturo Group. And is Arturo Group here today? They're not here today. I just think that something like this should be in the capital workshop, or one of the cows, so they can do a presentation for this, so that the residents and the board can see it instead of first, second, and third reading. So I just want, I believe we should make a motion for at least the first reading only.
Well, point well taken. Before we go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem. I just
want to see maybe Mr. E would get some clarity on this capital improvement plan, and then maybe you'll decide to do something different or not. Let's hear it out and see what it is.
well, we had a public hearing here. It started.
In the microphone, please, Ms. E.
Oh, sorry. We had a.
We had a public hearing in 2021, in the fall of 2021, in this facility. And we've gone through flyers that have gone out, questions, we've had surveys done, missions, we've done a little everything. We put it online. We've gone through the processes in doing this. We've used prior comments that were made in records. We've gone through it, and that's why we talked about it at the town meeting and provided folks a copy of it. We're at the point now, it's going on 2 years, these kinds of things, and we're out trying to put sources of funding for them that we've gone through it as far as we can go as it relates to this. I don't know if you want the Ontario group to make a presentation, but everything has been sanctioned. We've gone through the 1, 2, 3 phase, so we're at the point now that we're looking for approval, so we can really start getting some money.
well, Ms. E, just I'm a little confused.
Order, please.
That's what I'm trying to get some more.
Well, don't speak out, listen. You've had your turn, please.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused because
We can't hear you.
She just said it. She just said it.
I need to hear what is being said.
well, what Trustee Jenkins Bell was saying, that Trustee McFadden and Trustee Lewis was not here when this got started. And so my only discussion is that I don't have a problem with the capital plan, but I feel that with transparency, first and second reading, I mean, I don't care, it's fine, but I think our tour group should be here. The same thing that was said at that table should be presented to the public, because that is what we normally do. So that's it. That's what we normally do.
I mean. It's not a part of the conversation, because we were
were locked out.
Ms.
We were only able to listen to what you
Before COVID.
So we had, residents have your input.
So,
Let's see what you gotta say.
Nobody should be jumping up. We're gonna run this in order, decent and order, okay?
Nothing
One
is
person at a
saying
time.
in order, it's in order.
Yeah.
What is that? You don't break it out there like that.
yes, Mayor, can we, I just want to make a motion on a first and second reading and let our tour group do a presentation to us, whether it's the next meeting or whatever.
Make the motion, got to say, just run it
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. So, is there a second?
It's already a motion, it's already a motion, second.
The residents
Yeah,
did not have
yeah,
to say so.
it's a motion.
To lock out.
It's a motion.
being a
That's
person.
the second one.
Locked out everything, to the residents. Pay attention to the
Yeah,
residents.
this is what we are discussing.
Right, so I'm just only making one, make the first second, I mean, our tour group can come here and do it, right? That's all, I just want them to come explain, because I looked at it and I just felt that, I'm not debating, I just felt that it's something that's with transparency, I know that it's on the paperwork, it says we started in September 2021, I'm trying to figure out, you said,
We had two
but I was
people,
around there.
the public was invited, we had the tour.
Was it on camera?
Yeah, everything.
I don't remember seeing it.
I don't remember.
Discussing it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Mayor, may I be recognized? If the residents, my thing is that COVID took a toll out of everyone in every household. Let Ontario Group, for the spirit of transparency, come in and get a brief overview, and that's it. And, okay. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, there's a motion and a second.
Why is he rushing? What's that all about?
There's a motion, there's a motion and a second. Trustee Brooks has come back and asked to amend that motion and asking on this amendment of that motion, can we reduce it down to a first and second reading? And then we would invite Antero to the cow meeting and have them present it again for the third time. That's what's going on.
I never seen it for.
Okay, so we good.
I never seen it at all.
So now we have a motion and a second to the original. Now we have a motion for an amendment, and now we're gonna go on the vote for the amendment. Now, is that correct, James?
Yes.
All right, so now this roll call, Madam Clerk, will be to the amended version, reducing it down to first and second reading. Is there a second to the motion to amend? Yes. You meant, okay, all right.
Trustee Brooks.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Just tell the mayor, and then he can tell them, and then you don't have to tell me. You're right.
Trustee Lewis?
You're right. Can't tell.
Both sides.
Can't tell you nothing.
Oh, sorry.
Only joke.
Miss Mildred, please. Miss Mildred.
What Bruce said. So listen to the mayor.
Miss Morgan.
Trying to get clarification.
Miss Morgan.
It wasn't there. That's clear.
Miss Morgan.
What?
If you can't be quiet, I'm gonna ask you to step down, okay?
You know what? I need to go outside and smoke this cigarette, so I can stomach this woman here. Cause she's so far up in your butt until it just ain't fun.
Oh, so sit down, please. Once she's gone, she can't come back in.
I'm gonna sit down on the floor.
Very good. Have a nice evening. Let's go, keep on moving.
Trustee McFadden, both sides. Trustee Jenkins sitting up talking.
Second, first and second.
Trustee
This is to accept the motion. We have to- Trustee Jenkins, both sides. Okay.
Yeah, both sides.
Okay.
Both sides.
So now that is the first and second to amend it. Now this is the roll call on first and second reading. That's what we are now. So 1 second, do you want to also do the strategic plan in there as well?
Because I didn't know if that was the
So what we're gonna do, we'd like to do both of them. First and second reading. So I need another motion, trustee Brooks. Let's get it right way. To make an amendment to item F2C.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like the motion for first and second reading only on item F2B and F2C, both items tonight because they pretty much are related and for the plan to happen.
Okay. No, trustee Jenkins, be second. Yes. Okay. Roll call.
Trustee Lewis? Both sides.
This is two.
Trustee Franklin? Trustee Walden? Both sides. Trustee McFadden? Both sides. Trustee Jenkins? Both sides. Trustee Brooks?
Both sides.
Mayor Rudy?
Both sides. All right. So we got first and second, so they'll come in at the count with the presentation. All right. Item F2D, first, second, and third reading and orders approved and authorize the execution of a short-term lease agreement for property commonly referred to as Unit 34 Town Center Drive, University Park, Illinois. Is there a motion?
What's going in? What's coming in that unit?
I would ask for a motion to table.
So moved.
All right.
So moved.
There's a motion by trustee Brooks. The second, I'll make, have that presentation at the council as well. All right. All right, fantastic. All right, roll call, Madam Clerk. This is the table.
Both sides.
Trustee Franklin?
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden? Both sides. Trustee McFadden?
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins?
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks?
Both sides.
Mayor Rudy?
Both sides. Okay, here we go. Item F2E. This is going to be tabled because it needs more work. A resolution authorizing and creating the University Park Community Reimbursement Program and adopting program rules, regulations, policy, and guidelines.
Motion to table.
Second.
Moved by Jenkins Bell, second by Brooks. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Brooks? Both sides. Trustee Franklin?
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden?
Both sides.
Trustee McFadden?
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins?
Both sides.
Trustee Brooks?
Both sides.
Mayor Rudy?
I concur. One thing I would like to, we need to expedite this because baseball season starting. Let's get everybody validated with their background, dealing with our children. Let's move forward. So we try to get this
I
right.
just gave him the modification from this Robert.
All right. Item F2F, a resolution approving bargaining unit agreement between the Village of University Park and AFSCME, Council 31, Local 3837. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can I make a motion? I would like to make a motion to table this. They have an election, and I guess they vote on this contract tomorrow. Yes, that's what was told to me, and I seen the flyer. The flyer. Which means, let's see this, get this done.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so Mayor, I'm making a motion. Yeah, they have election tomorrow, and it says clearly on that flyer to ratify. If you want, I'll send it to the trustees.
When is the election? Is it
Tomorrow.
It's the
Contract having
it's the election among the AFSCME members in the village regarding offices and stuff. But I think this contract is completely different besides the office. This contract needs to be ratified. Yeah.
It has to be approved first. That's when we do that. No, there's issues with that, and I think we should stay out of union business until they present it to us. That's why I say let's table this.
Trustee, I was involved in the negotiations from the village side on this agreement.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, and I've just talked to them, the fact that as of today, they are waiting for us to make our decision tonight. That's contingent on their meeting.
Is the union president, vice president here? I think we need to let this, because there's a flyer that clearly says that they were voting for this contract tomorrow. Once they vote for the contract, if they okay that what's in there, this is when it comes back to the board. We do not need to start switching things up. We're going to keep paying the price for the mistakes that are being made.
Actually, the contract is coming before the board. The contract is coming before the board with, management. The contract has come before the board of what management and the acting representatives have agreed upon. We brought it before the board with the changes and everything that's made. When? Tonight. When did that happen?
Good night.
When you negotiate a contract, you negotiate it between management and the union.
What has the union ratified?
So tomorrow night, the contract will be brought before the members. If it's approved by the board tonight, if there's any change in ratification, we all have to sign it to agree. We're asking the board.
How much kickback are you getting?
We're asking the board.
Don't raise your hand here.
We're asking the board to approve what the change is and the percentage and different things that's in the contract. If you can speak to what changes. We will, if any changes, if our union members disagree with whatever they do tomorrow night, we will bring it back to management.
And then management,
It will not be signed. We'll bring this back. You have, that's what ratification means.
yeah, I just,
Right.
Yeah.
When the other contracts came before the board, they wasn't signed, they take this back to.
because I guess the thing is that when I got out of years of doing this is the first time I heard that this is like backwards process. It's like we're passing something that they have not okayed yet. Why are we passing something they haven't okayed?
Where's the president?
That's the issue I have, you know. Attorney, can you, Mr. Wargo, help me with this?
I don't know the statute of negotiation.
We actually went through the same process as local 700 and the same process as the fire.
I
We
just,
went through the same process. We aren't doing anything different.
With 700? We did what with 700?
Yes, 700.
We voted for their percentage and then,
We voted for everything.
so this, everybody in this union was okay with what this contract says. So that player I got,
Well, their people represent, their officers represent the union. That's why they have them as presidents of their union to negotiate those terms. And that's what.
and who's the president of the union? Why the president's not here?
Well, the president of the firemen's union wasn't here.
They have been in the past. I will say this time, he's
All
last
right.
time. It's not right.
I tell you what, I tell you
I'm just
what,
asking that if, when we start doing these things and it don't smell right, not with me, because that's not what we did. It just seems like things are not panning out right. It's not. I got a flyer saying trustee, we have elections tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie, that's what we're saying, and we will vote, and I guess they're gonna vote to agreement on this contract tomorrow. And then it comes back to us. I'm saying, if we're tabling this, I mean, what's the push to say yes? It's like something is behind saying yes. It's a union thing.
okay, here we go. We did, is there a motion?
The table.
There's a motion
That was
on,
the motion I put on the floor.
there's a motion on the floor to book the table. There a second? Second, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Know what to do, Mayor.
Both sides of the table.
Votes no. All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk, again, to approve. Yes. Roll call. Is, okay, that was the first one. Is there a motion for item F2G to approve? At item F2F to approve a resolution approving bargaining unit agreement between the Village of University Park and Ashley Council 31, no, 3837. Is there a motion?
So
Moved by Lewis. Second by McFadden. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
both sides. Trustee Franklin. Trustee Bowman.
Trustee McFadden, both sides. Trustee Daniels. Votes no. Trustee Brooks.
Voted no.
Mayor Rivera.
Votes aye. All right. All right. Oh, yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a motion, item F2, at the same time. Item F2G, a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the Village of University Park and the baseball organization.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Seems like everything tonight is, taken. Can we table this until,
We have a second to the motion, Trustee Brooks. Second by Sonia Jenkins Bell. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Both sides. Trustee Franklin. Both sides. Trustee Golden. Trustee McFadden. Both sides. Trustee Jenkins. Both sides. Trustee Brooks.
both sides?
Mayor Rivera.
Both sides.
Motion favorable.
All right. I'm just gonna need an approval on this one. We'll come back in a couple of weeks and solidify this. Is there a motion to accept item F2H, a resolution of condolences? Trustee Lewis Brother,
So moved.
moved by Brooks, second by Trustee McFadden and Dick Jenkins Bell. Roll call.
Trustee Lewis. Both sides. Trustee Franklin. Both sides. Trustee Golden. Trustee McFadden. Both sides. Trustee Jenkins. Both sides. Trustee Brooks.
My condolences, Trustee Lewis, I vote aye.
Mayor Rivera.
Votes aye. All right. With concurrent, I have a couple of appointments with the concurrence of the Board of Trustees. These appointments I go to the Mayor's Office, Special Events, Bill Bradshaw, Sheila Taylor, Donna Rucker, Devonia Seville, and Gabe Masters. Is there a motion?
So moved. They here tonight, then?
No.
Okay.
They got this first. Moved by.
I made the motion.
Moved by Trustee Lewis, second by Jenkins Bell. Roll call.
Trustee Lewis. Both sides. Trustee Franklin. Both sides. Trustee Golden. Trustee McFadden. Both sides. Both sides. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Mayor Rivera.
Both sides, Madam Clerk. All right. Here we go to the grand finale now. Bills payable. Attached for your approval is a list of general operating expenses for the Village of University Park that occurred on the 23rd of March, 2022 through the 26th of April, 22. General Fund, $567,654.47. Road and Bridge, $5,427.68. Town Center Fund, $14,229.14. Capital Project Fund, $39,739.67. Motor fuel tax, $9,049.39. Till 4, 5, and 6, 1,000, with the payroll fund of $5,948.42, with the grand total of $645,048.77. Is there a motion? Moved by Trustee Golden. Is there a second? Okay. Going once, is there a second? No second? Okay. Looks like the motion fails on bills payable. All right. Got a motion, have a second, so it failed. Contractual agreements gotta be paid regardless. That's it. Bills payable.
Just say regarding, don't say regarding. That's it.
Is there a motion? Motion adjourned. Is there a second? Second, roll call. Oh, Bill's that. Bill's that. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I have a trustee report.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I know. Okay, thank you.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Trustee Jenkins. I wanted to let you guys know that last Thursday, I had the opportunity to go to Susan Mendoza, which is our Illinois State Comptroller's training in Bolingbrook. And it was very informative, and it told us a lot of different things about fraud. I had the pleasure of attending with Trustee Theo Brooks, Village Manager Ernestine Beck-Fulgham, and also Mrs. Our Deputy tonight, Cecilia Kelly. It was very informative. They sent me slides so I can send them out to the residents so they can see actually what the village is doing and not doing. And it was more not doing than doing. And they were very, they don't have any skin in the game, any horse in the race. And they were very, very open about what was going on and how the village is doing okay, but not okay, because we're not in compliance with a lot of things. And I think that the village is working hard to try to bring things to compliance, but we got to get things together. And one of the major issues with fraud, they said, they spoke, let me see, I have the card. His name is Michael B. Mallett, and I will give the trustees a copy of the card and his phone number so you guys, as well as the residents and taxpayers, can contact him for any information that he may have to give to the village. He said that fraud was basically, he said that it came basically internal. It was an internal thing. And it started because there was no oversight of any departments. There's no oversight. You have one person, no checks and balances. The mayor said it best. You have one person in power. They said that was a disaster. And two people in power is a catastrophe. Yeah. And he made it he broke it down like we were 2 years old. So I would encourage the trustees to call Mr. Mallett and get all the information that they need in reference to fraud that may be existing in our community. And we need to start questioning where our checks and balances are. Where is our finance director? Where is our human resources director? Because one person should not have control over everything that's going on in this community. Absolutely. That's why it's causing the problems that it's causing and the miscommunication that is going on. And it's no type of transparency because they don't have to say anything because they control everything. Right. So what we want to do is make sure in 2023 that there is checks and balances when it comes down to our legislative body. So this is what is important. So I am going to pass this information on. I will send the slides out so you guys can have a look at everything and we'll know from there. I can only send the slides to the board. That's it. I can't send them to the public body. Sorry. That's the way it is. But I will. The last name, I can get my own slide. Okay, his name is Mallett. M-A-L-L-E-T-T-E. And he was really, really good. He was very informative. They will have another one in another quarter. And I think they may discuss tips. And the great thing about this is a former village manager, she facilitated it. This is Bola Delano. And so she was very, very informative because she had some things that she knew about the Village University Park as far as their finances. And we need to get our fiscal house in order. We're working at it, but we need to do it. Now, my question is to Mrs. Ernestine. Where are the management letters for fiscal 2016, 17, 18, and 19? I need those on Monday. And also, we talked about ARPA. And I had asked Ms. Ernestine at the last board meeting to give me a statement from ARPA. What she sent out was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Because, wait a minute, let me talk. You let me talk. Okay, because you sent this to me and you redacted it, and we had a lawsuit to say not to send it to elected officials like that. And that is exactly what you did. And I have it right here, and I will pass it to every trustee so they can see what it is that you did. And then I'm looking at this. I asked you for current, which would be March, and you sent me November of 2021. And then a letter came with it that addressed the first installment of the ARPA fund, which was, it came between July 2nd and July 6th. And I want to know, I want to see an expenditure report on what you did with that first installment. And now I want to see, and I need it by tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I want to see July of 2021, August of 2021, September of 2021, October, November, December, January of 2022, all the way to March. That's what I need to see.
Could I respond to you real quickly? First of all, we didn't get the ARPA monies until November.
Well, you need to prove it. You know what?
Excuse
When
me,
you give me
and I
the
sent
statement,
that to you.
when you give me the statements that's on the stage,
Excuse
I
me.
will believe it.
I sent it to you, trustee. Please listen to what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm saying. They made a direct deposit into that account, that special account. I sent you what came from the bank. It was deposited November 2021. There has not been one dime of that money spent of ARPA. In fact, Ms. Jucelia Kelly can tell you today, we had to submit the annual report to ARPA today. And we had to send the annual report to them. We had not spent one dime of that ARPA money. We have not spent it. So they wanted to know why. We received it in January, so it shows up. We received it in November. You got a statement showing the date it was deposited. January, February, and March. It was not expended. It is still in that account. We've not expended any money, and that's what we have to submit to the state and to the Fed.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Why would you redact the balance off of it? And why would this all the dates whited out and all of this?
What?
But the first question.
Trustee, that account is a mixed account. It's called a special fund. You asked in particular for ARPA. You asked for ARPA, and I provided it to you. What I redacted was the account number.
Why would you do that?
Because we can't give you the account number. The only people that can get the account number is the state. And we were very clearly made clear on that. And we submitted it to them, nothing redacted. But when we give you a statement with the account, we cannot give you the statement with the account numbers on them.
Okay.
So, Ms. Jones will tell you that.
Thank you, Ms. E. Thank you, Ms. E.
Mr. Mayor, pretty much my report was gonna reflect the same thing that Trustee Jenkins had said, in which I thought it was very informative, and I enjoyed sitting there, even though tonight may seem like, it may be some disagreement. We all enjoy sitting at the same table in the same row with the training. What I will say that those towns that were invited were towns that had problems with their money. One major town that was there was like East St. Louis. So it's East St. Louis. We seen, what's that, Hopkins Park? Yeah, they kind of, they're running into some problems. Markham was there, Richmond Park, and Calumet Park. So it was a couple villages that were there. Fort Heights was there, yes. So one thing that was for sure that I'll say this much is that trustees, I'm gonna send the court order by Judge Anderson. Now, when the motion failed, or excuse me, my motion was dismissed, when Judge Anderson said what he said, it was real easy to get up there and say, Trustee Brooks Law, and smack me in my face. But Judge Anderson, I'm gonna pass it out, and I'll send it to every trustee. He clearly said, you get everything, Trustee Brooks, whatever you ask from this village. The only thing with the account numbers, you to redact everything but those last 4 numbers. Okay, so then I just want to make sure Ms. E knew that.
Well, I know that.
Okay, so we didn't see that here. So I want to make sure that we start transparency, because what was said at that training was that assess what you learn and what will make you go back to your village, assess what you learn, and make sure your checks and balances is there. And no one person should be in charge. So it was very informative. In reference to the CATS trustees, you already heard about it. I was scared, I was calling for help. So we need help. It was a good thing that we went to. I just want to say that it's always room for improvement in University Park, but we're not in the same Super Bowl pregnancy. One thing I did notice, we need to take care of, Mr. Mayor, on that state comptroller's office. The last 3 reports are not filed. Well, they got 3. So if we can, let's take care of that. But Cecilia, you know what I'm talking about, Cecilia? Yeah, Cecilia knows what I'm talking about. So
We get that.
we get there. So she fussed at me.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
She did.
She fired me.
Why you do that, Nana?
Yeah, same here.
Also, I would like everyone to know. Also, I would like everyone to know that T-ball is free. We are so excited. That is our feeder program. Our babies will start to play at Regal Park. We're working on like our goodwill report. Also, I would like to say sorry for our loss from Miss Trustee Karen Lewis, and we're praying for her and her family as well. And I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Will Wilson for giving gas out to so many people, as well as our mayor partner, to make sure that they were gonna come here and make sure that they took care of our community as well as communities in Cook County as well. So that was a good thing. I went out for a few minutes, and I want to thank the officers. They had a task on their hands. They had so many cars. I've never seen anything like that in my day. And it was over the top. And I have to send a good thank you to Officer Hodgkins and Officer Perriman. Had worked all night, and they did an excellent job. And then I want to say thank you to Miss Neva. She filmed everything. She got there bright and early, sure that everything was taken care of. It was a wonderful event, but that's it. And I want to see you guys later. And don't forget, T-ball is free, and we need Pentos. It's Pentos, 6 and 7 years old. So anyone that knows babies 6 and 7 years old, please come out and join the Legends baseball organization. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor,
Yes.
one thing that I want to say, I'll wait till the next meeting to give my school report, but I just want to mention that Park Mobile is printing the signs as of now. We met this week, confirmed everything. Park Mobile is the internet payment for parking and for daily parking and monthly parking. There has been a substantial increase in riders, which is great. Both of the lots, there've been an increase in riders. At the rate that we're increasing, we anticipate by the start of summer, both of the lots will be fairly large. And we are in meetings with Metra, because Metra is going to they're going to rectify some flooding issues. They're going to close some entrances, removing the banners on the parking lot, and they're going to make an office for their end of line workers. So there's going to be a lot done to that metro station to further encourage folks to come out there. We're looking at security both ways, both in terms of police protection and
the cameras. So right now, signs are being developed, and they're gonna be out, and the notifications will be put out so people can actively to use this. And I just wanted to mention, the mayor, before we leave, Coretta Scott King Magnet School is honoring, tomorrow is Coretta Scott King Day in the village of University Park. And the flyers are all over the town. And this is, I want everybody to remember this tomorrow because of that. Mayor, I'll leave it at that. And any questions they may have regarding the park, and they can call. Thanks.
That's just yours.
Well, thank you, madam. Anybody else have any comments? Yeah, I have some. If no other comments, I have a motion. Move. Second. All in favor? Opposed? None. Everybody have a nice evening. Hope everybody see each other at the Coretta Scott tomorrow. It's a history-breaking moment tomorrow. 25.
No, I'm sorry. No,